Oh, Marvel, the mighty Marvel, the mighty MCU. Today, we're going to talk about the announcement that was made the other day. I guess it's kind of official. Don't take me as putting it as official. I'm not a journalist or anything like that. But it's kind of official that the rumors are true that Tobey Maguire and the other Spider-Man are going to be in the new Spider-Man movie, stemming off from the acts that will probably be happening in WandaVision, the TV show that's going on Disney Plus with Vision and Wanda, and stemming over to Spider-Man 3, and also to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse, which will bring back the original Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, the original Spider-Man in the movies, and Andrew Garfield. And by the way, I did love Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. The movies might have not been that great, but I really appreciate the way he portrayed Spider-Man. By the way, my name is Michael Garner. I do comic book related TV shows and movie reviews and stuff like that, and all that news and stuff. I just like to talk about it on here. Today we're going to talk about the fact that the other Spider-Men are going to be in the new Spider-Man movie, which is kind of mimicking what has happened in the Spiderverse animated movie that won the won the Oscar. Okay, full disclosure here again. I just like to mention this because you don't have to go back and watch all my videos. I appreciate it if you would like to watch some of my videos, but here's my history with Spider-Man. I always appreciated Spider-Man as a character ever since I was younger, but I was not a person who was particularly gravitated towards him as a superhero. I like what he did for comic books and everything like that, and I always say that you can respect something without necessarily loving it yourself. And Spider-Man was definitely one of those things for me. I did like the animated series, even though the animation was horrible at certain points, the one in the 90s, right there. I did follow that series like crazy, and I supported it and everything like that, because that was when comic book related cartoons and everything like that were getting better, and American animation was getting better. And we were going to more the adult field of animation that we didn't see in the 80s and everything when I grew up. And it was amazing. The early 90s were amazing for animated series, Superman animated series, Batman Beyond, all the DC ones, and some of the Marvel ones like the X-Men. So this announcement that they're going to bring back all these Spider-Mans from the previous franchises of Spider-Man to go into this, I think it's a cool idea. I just think it's kind of sad that it's another thing where Marvel's just this machine. They get there first because they set the universe in a certain way that nobody has ever done that before in movies. And it's hitting the TV shows now too with Disney Plus. Granted, I'm see what the Disney Plus one does, like Wanda and Falcon and the Winter Soldier and all that crap like that. Not Falcon, whatever, Hawkeye and the Winter Soldier, whatever. All those other shows. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in the Marvel MCU when it actually goes on the small screen as well. I'm excited about this news, but like I said, I'm just kind of upset. Like DC already made the announcement that the Flashpoint movie, can't even believe the Flashpoint movie is actually finally coming. That they're going to actually bring back Michael Keaton as Batman from the Tim Burton verse. We don't know if he's going to be an older Batman or if it's going to be a Batman Beyond thing, whatever. All those reports out there, it doesn't seem to be completely solidified what it is. But he's coming back. And I knew as soon as they made that announcement, Marvel was going to do more of their multiverse stuff. So I gravitate more towards DC's multiverse than I have with Marvel's, because Marvel's always been, the continuity's always been set. They haven't had to rehash the universe and everything like that. And I've had issues with the Marvel comic books where the fact that Spider-Man is supposed to be the exact same Spider-Man from 1962, and he just hasn't really aged. I have issues with that in Marvel comic books, but that's just the way it is. That's how they've done it, and that's how they kept their continuity consistent throughout all these years. There's been flops, but whatever. So seeing all these Spider-Man, I think it's going to be exciting and everything like that, but honestly, I wasn't a big fan of Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, if you can look back on my previous videos, and I did a trailer reaction for Into the Spider-Verse when it came out, and I was like, this is great! This animated thing looks incredible! I even went off on shaky cam when people hate shaky cams now. I love that shaky cam thing when he fell down and everything like that. I love that whole thing. Check out my previous video on that from when that trailer came out. Loved it. But when I saw the movie, I was like, it just didn't do it for me. And I know a lot of people liked it, but it did make a lot of money, people. I know a lot of people liked it, and obviously it won awards and everything like that for Best Animated Movie of the Year, I believe. but I wasn't really a fan of it. I wasn't a fan of the animation itself and the story. I was like, it's a simple Spider-Man story. Yeah, I'm happy to see the fact that we have the African American character. Well, African American, I believe he's part Hispanic as well. Miles Morales, because I do remember when I was reading the Ultimate Spider-Man when Miles Morales came about, and I started to read it, but then I fell off of it. And so I just want you to know, I've read Spider-Man comic books and everything like that. I kept up with all that stuff, but I just never been a huge fan. Even when Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man, I remember I found the movie enjoyable, but I started to realize, like, whenever I see Spider-Man, in live action, I'm just not quite into it. And even that animated movie, the Spiderverse, like I said, I wasn't quite into it. I wasn't sold. I felt like it was kind of a kid's movie, and like I wanted more of adult flair, but I understand that you have to reach a wider audience and everything like that, so you have to encompass all that stuff. And I appreciated certain things, like with the Prowler, they did it right, and the Kingpin, and got that emotional strings with me, especially after seeing like the Daredevil TV series and seeing the Kingpin and having that correlation there a little bit like that. But I just, all in all, it just didn't do anything for me. But I am excited to see these actors back and for them to come into a movie. That would be cool. I just feel that it's, once again, going to take away the thunder of what DC announced with the Batman. And also, you know, I know people are like, well, Marvel introduced the multiverse thing, but then DC on the CW did the Crisis of Infinite Earths and everything like that. And the Crisis, if you think they're hokey, I understand, and it's a CW show and everything like that. People poo-poo on CW a lot. Well, you know, CW's done a lot, and they have a lot of fans. And I may not like everything that they've done, and they've gone a little bit too far, but I will defend, I never got to review the Crisis, I will defend that Crisis to the teeth, because it did what the comic books did. They merged the universes into one, like they said that they would. Because Supergirl was a different part, was off in another universe. She wasn't the same part as the Flash and Arrow. So now she's part of the literal Arrowverse. And they did what they were supposed to accomplish. And it was, for me, I liked the Birds of Prey TV series with Ashley Scott. And just to see her for 2 seconds, granted it wasn't at night, and they didn't do a great job of the makeup. But just to see her on there for 2 seconds, like, oh my god, Ashley Scott's back, and all the callbacks. And people that go, it's fan service, and I don't think that it was. Yes, it was fan service. Okay, yes, it was fan service to a certain extent, but Endgame was a fan service. The whole thing was fan service. It was a good movie, but it was all fan service. So you can't say that. Fan service can be good and it can be bad. And people automatically attune it to being bad all the time, and I don't think that that's the case. But I thought that they did a fine job of the Crisis and everything like that. Yeah, they poo-pooed on Superman a little bit again. But they did fine. And it's just like, sometimes people, when they go to see a movie, they're just going to think, oh, they did it first. And like, DC and Marvel have always had multiverses. Just DC's leaned into it more heavily. And I just feel that this is going to take the thunder away from what DC did. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't, and I hope that they still continue with the Flashpoint movie. I'd really like to see, like, Michael Keaton play Batman again. And just to see where it goes, and see the alternate versions and everything like that. Hey, bring back Brandon Routh for Superman! Yay! Let's see what happens. But for the Spider-Man part here, I'm excited. Can't wait to see it. Love to see Andrew Garfield back. Love to see Tobey Maguire back. And it's going to be cool. But yeah, this hopefully DC doesn't get lost in the mix there too. What do you guys think of this announcement? Are you excited to see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire back? By the way, the other people will be back too. Supposedly Kirsten Dunst's going to be back. And supposedly Emma Stone will possibly come back and everything too. Which is great because, you know, Emma Stone, she's amazing. And Kirsten Dunst is amazing too. Watch season 2 of Fargo. She was amazing in that show. I can't remember if she got an award, but she should. But yeah, it'll be exciting to see all these characters back and to see what they're going to do and how they're going to mesh up the universes and everything like that. I'm not going to do any predictions. I hate doing that, but it'll be fun to see. So, until next time, if you like my content, you want to see more content, obviously just subscribe and you get the notifications and everything like that. Click the bell. And if you would like to comment or share my video, it would be greatly appreciated. It just gets more attention to my page and everything, and I'm able to do more. And also, just to let you know that I do write my own online comic book. It only has 2 issues out, and I haven't released anything in a while. But if you want to check it out, it's at magicloud.com, called Visions of the New. And until next time, hope you guys have a great day.